role of a consultant in construction? Well, I'm going to tell you, and all you consultants, get ready to really appreciate the content and probably be a little bit ruffled. Like your your feathers are going to be ruffled, unless you're amazing, in which case you should love this video. So stay with us. So what is a consultant? What is a not consultant? Or a not good one? Or a bad one? Or a, oops, we shouldn't hire this person. And what are the keys to consultant engagements? We're going to cover all that right now. So if you look up the definition of a consultant, you will find definitions like a person who provides expert advice professionally. And so there's two key things there. Expert, which I really zone in on. They must be an expert. And then they must provide that advice professionally. They don't just chuck it over the wall. They don't just say good luck. They don't just give somebody advice over a cup of tea, right? It's expert advice professionally. So let's go ahead and talk about those key concepts and how it's done, quite frankly. Before we even begin that, I do want to say, as I think about the companies and people that really win actually anyway, I'll just say anywhere, they all use consultants, right? I do want to say one thing. Paul Akers, he's one of my homies. I love that man. Changed my whole life. I will always love that man. That man could come and burn my Ford F-150, light it on fire, and then flip me off as he was driving off, and I would still love that man. And so I mean nothing negative here. In his book, 2 Second Lean, he says at the end, you don't need a consultant. You don't need a lean consultant. And then I'm like, wait a minute. But how did this story begin? And in the first chapters, he's like, hey, I hired 2 consultants from Japan to help me come see what I needed to be doing better, and paid them $10,000 per week. And I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? You just said you don't need consultants, but you got started with consultants. And so I've seen this pattern over and over. Company after company after company after company doing amazing things. Oh yeah, we had a consultant help us with that. New business system. Oh yeah, I had a consultant help me with that. New marketing. Oh, a consultant helped me with that. These big, beautiful companies like Google, Netflix, Facebook. Can you guess if they hired and used consultants? Right. One of my favorite construction companies, DPR. You know how they got their culture right? They had Jim Collins help them in the fashion or form or capacity of a consultant, right? So don't let anyone fool you. This industry needs consultants. Businesses have got to have them. You need experts that will speed you along, and it's actually pretty cheap money, right? You go pay a consultant and you can go pay $10,000 and get $500,000 worth of value because now you're 10xing your business. So consultants are a thing. It's just a thing. That's how great people and great companies grow. I have consultants. I pay consult. I've got a financial advisor. I had a consultant for LinkedIn. I mean, I could just keep going on, and I don't got any money, right? So do not be afraid of consultants. Be afraid of wimpy, ineffective consultants. And speaking of not wimpy, these videos aren't wimpy. These are awesome and they're free. You didn't even have to pay, right? So hey, I want more free stuff for you. Why don't you subscribe to this channel? And actually like it, and we'll get it out to more people, right? Unless you want to be silent, which you don't, because you're going to take this information and do great things. So subscribe, comment, I'll respond to you. So I do want to say that if you and your business are stuck, you're like, I don't know how to hire people. I don't know how to recruit. I don't know how to find a CFO. I don't know how to create this operational system. I don't know how to implement lean, right? I don't know how to 10x my business. I don't know how to ... whatever. You could be a business and you're like, yeah, we've been operating like this for 23 years and we're stuck, right? I hear that all the time. They need an expert to get in there and figure out how they can take their next step and do it in a professional way. So you may need that. So if you're stuck, you don't know how to do something, and you need a solution to move fast, then get yourself a consultant. I will also say there's a principle that I'm seeing in marketing, in business, and in actually every other aspect of life. It's first to market, most of the time wins. Resources in the early stages of your business well spent and well utilized, will make a huge exponential and compounding difference in the end. And it's not big companies that destroy or eat the small. It's the fast that eat the slow. I see this pattern in war. I see this pattern in gaming. I see this pattern in construction. I see this pattern in business. I see this pattern everywhere. So if you need to get unstuck quickly, hire a consultant. A good one. So number one, this is where I need everybody to sit down and chill. I need some people to get happy right now. I need some people to get mad. Consultants must be experts. I don't care if they read a book. I don't care if they did a training. I want to know, do you know how to do this? Like, I'll just tell you, like, on a little bit of a rant. Like, I get annoyed sometimes. Like, there's all kinds of people running out in construction pretending to be lean consultants, pretending to be like construction consultants, and they've never done any of this ever. And they're calling themselves consultants or experts or gurus, and they're not. And I think to myself, and this might sound arrogant, but I don't mean it like that. I've been in construction at 23, 24 years, right? I grew up with some of the best. I've been in construction since I was 13 and a half years old. I know what I'm doing. I'm AutoCAD certified, Revit certified. I can do Navisworks. I've built synchro models. I know all aspects of construction layout. I know CPM. I know tax. I know how to use Adept. I know how to use Gantt charts. I know, like, I am trained so well. I can pull that tool, boom, boom, boom. I've been on design build projects. I've been on IPD projects. I've been on design bid build projects. I've been on CM at risk projects. I've done the do. And I've run a project, multiple projects, as an assistant super, senior super, general super, field director, and then I've run these projects as a project director. And here's my question. Think of the people in construction that are consultants. Think of these folks. Love them. God loves them. Their mom loves them, and I love them, right? And you love them. Think about them. They're giving you advice. They're on LinkedIn. They're on YouTube. They're doing TikTok posts, right? They're out there sending mass emails. They're doing podcasts. Great. I love it. And at the end of the day, here's what I want you to ask yourself. When it comes to implementing their advice or hiring them, would you pay them or trust them to run your job or your department or your company? And if the answer is no, then be very careful. And I know that sounds judgmental, but like sometimes I'll even have consultants that are arguing with me, and I'm like, dude, you've never, or sit, well, no, it's usually a dude, but like, hey, like, you've never even stepped foot on a project in a leadership capacity, and you're chiding me? Like, the consultants have to have real world experience. If you hire Jason, and I'm not being self-aggrandizing, I'm just saying, use this pattern, so I'm going to use myself as the pattern. You hire me, I could either be your consultant, or I could run your job. You put me on that job, in 24 hours, that thing's reined in. Period. I know how to do it. I've done it. I'm an expert. Your consultant that you hire must have experience, not just knowledge, not just exposure, but they must have done it. Nobody knows anything unless they do it. They're like, oh yeah, I know CPM scheduling. Well, have you built one? No? Okay, well then you don't know it, right? Okay, so yeah, I know about lean construction. Have you implemented it? Well, no, but I know. No, then you don't know it. No one knows anything they don't do. So you can't hire a consultant that hasn't done it. So be very cautious. That's number one. Number two, they must be able to speed you up and accelerate your path to progress. I once heard a great definition of what a coach is. They're like, what's a coach? And I liken this also to consultant. They're like, a coach back in the day used to be a box with an undercarriage and an axle and wheels and a seat, and a horse or some other method drew the coach. A coach moves you forward. And so if you're going to hire a consultant, they must have a proven track record, not only of knowing what they're doing, but also the ability to move people forward and actually achieve the results. Again, this is where I don't care what they know. I care what they are able to implement. Everyone has great ideas, right? Like, I'll give you an example, and this is going to ruffle some feathers. Like, some people, they'll learn a little bit about the last planner system, and they'll learn pull planning. And they'll be like, oh, I'm a consultant about pull planning. Pull planning is like 1/116th of the entire process of lean scheduling. That's just one little part. You can't go be a consultant and just teach pull planning. That's a myopic view and a unidimensional solution for multi-dimensional problems, and it's going to get you in trouble. So these people, regardless of what they know, even if they have experience with the components, must have the ability through systems to drive results. So I'm going to ask you, make sure that you speak with previous clients and know that they've implemented their teachings as a system and that they can actually drive you forward. Number 3, they must tell the naked truth. I love the book Getting Naked by Patrick Lencioni. A word of advice, I've told you this before, do not ever Google this with the images setting on. I once did that in front of a team meeting, like I was up doing the Google, right? And I had searched something on before and clicked on images to get the graphic from the search before in a conference room in front of a bunch of people, the project team, men, women, and everything. And I'm like, oh, I read this cool book, Getting Naked. And I typed it in and like 35 pictures of naked people popped up, and I'm trying to rip my computer off of the cords and the screens off the wall. It was the worst moment of my entire life. So it's a great book, not very well named. Do not search it in front of other people, but definitely find it on Amazon and get this book because it's amazing. And it tells you that when you're either working with a consultant or you're doing consulting, how to provide naked or unfiltered or unblocked or unwalled customer service. So let me give you those tips just really quickly right now. So quickly here, your consultant cannot be fearful about losing his or her business. They just need to tell the cold hard truth. Enter the danger, tell the kind truth every time, always consult and give advice instead of sell, and give away the information as needed and not keep it behind a paywall. Consultants will also not be fearful of being embarrassed. And so they will ask dumb questions, make dumb suggestions when needed, and they'll celebrate their mistakes and they'll be human. That way you know you're getting authentic advice instead of some show. And thirdly, consultants will not have a feeling of inferiority, which means that they will, 1, honor the client's work and give them praise and credit. 2, make everything about the client. 3, do the dirty work for the client. And 4, take a bullet for the client when necessary. And so if that consultant isn't afraid, right, of losing the business, being embarrassed, feeling inferior, then that consultant can give you what's called naked customer service. Highly recommend this in the book, Getting Naked. Again, do not Google that thing on the images or video setting. You will not like it, or you will in the wrong audience. And then fourthly, your consultant must be able to deliver on his or her promises. So again, just like I said before, the ability to drive you forward. I do believe it's irresponsible for a consultant to start their business without real results. Meaning, we're not going to like learn as you earn on this deal. We're not going to go like experiment with the client's money. You need to know that you can deliver. So if you're hiring a consultant, always check their references, always check their work, and make sure that they can deliver. So that's the pattern. I hope that helps. And if you are mad at me right now, it's partly me, but it's also partly you. You have a little bit of room to grow. You need to get your foundation underneath you before you start selling a product. Now, here are some things that consultants should never do. Number 1, they should never just charge money for advice. Remember, knowledge is not power. Knowledge and action is power. Consultants should get the job done. Now, yes, it's up to you if you listen to it, but they should be driving results, not just advice and invoices. Number 2, they should never just repeat something that they learned or read without knowing that it works. Number 3, they should not wait on the client and charge money and be like, well, they'll let me know when they need me. They should drive results. Number 4, they should never box in their product and keep it too rigid to where they can't adapt it to the client. Great consultants can always adapt their system, their process, or their product to the client's needs. And number 5, like I said, they should not market anything or start their business until they can showcase tangible results. So hopefully this helps you to select the right consultant. You're going to need one if you own a business eventually. If you're stuck, you need one now, and you need one quickly, and you need the right ones. And so don't wait. Get the support that you need. And I will link you to, and actually this is safer than Googling it, so I have a solution for you. Continuous improvement. In the description below, I'm going to give you a link to that book, Getting Naked. Highly recommend you read it because you'll know not only what to expect, but if you're a consultant, what to provide. But at the end of the day, if somebody is going to tell you how to do something, they better know how to do it. And so when you think think about even me or somebody else or some LinkedIn guru or some YouTube specialist, ask yourself, behind the scenes, are they showcasing their work, and do I really believe they live it? And if the answer is no, be careful. And I will say, and I'm not bragging, but I'm just saying, I've got videos showing how I ran projects. I've got videos showcasing the results. I've got clients you can call today. You better have that with whoever you call. So you're going to need a consultant. If you're stuck, you need one now. Go get it. Don't be afraid. Spend the money. It's worth it. But get the right one. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that you can better select the consultant you need. On we go.